Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ellison Cruz, and I'd like to welcome you to Tomb Raider, the gritty reboot by Square Enix of our beloved franchise featuring our favorite, well-endowed protagonist, Lara Croft. I've been really wanting to do this game on the channel for years at this point, and now that the game will already be turning 6 in only a couple of weeks, and Shadow just came out a little while ago, I figured I'd give it a shot. Plus, dramatic music is very dramatic and swelling and blooming, so get used to that, I guess. But I just got done watching John Wick Chapter 2 and the movie that based itself off of this reboot itself, and suffice it to say, I'm in a bit of a shooty mood. But before we start, I do want to say that there's quite a lot of gratuitous ultra-violence and some extremely morbid imagery in this game, so be forewarned. If you're sensitive to stuff like that, then, well, you might want to reconsider your viewing options. This game is rated a pretty hard M. But with that being said, and before the music swells up into our face too much, let's go ahead and get started. In the third slot, as always, and on hard, of course.
A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are. I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure. But instead, adventure found me. In our darkest moments, when life flashes before us, we find something that keeps us going. Something that pushes us.
My God. Even after all of these years, that opening is still so incredible. I dare you to fight me on that. But now, it's time to escape. And we do that with momentum. Ooh. Yeah, this is not a good place for us to be. Okay, so, starting off. Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna be a nasty drop, but we have to do it, lest we burn to death. As if that's not already our own doing. Alright, let's burn ourselves free.
It's gonna hurt.
Yes, yes it will. Brace yourself. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The first step to freedom, although it comes at a price. A very painful one, so let's get the hell out of here and continue on for more of that lovely imagery. Yeah, a little dark.
What is this place?
Right? Yeah, do you guys remember 1996? That was a great year. Especially for fans of tomb raiding. Man, just some of the aesthetic that this game manages to create, and just a lot of the cult-like imagery is just really unnerving, and I like it a lot. You guys are not going to hear the end of me praising this game's visual style at all, even though it looks kind of dated, being 2013 and all, but that's okay. There'll be other things to talk about. But for now, I'd like to turn your attention to our new best friend, a torch. We could use this to light the way, and also to put our pyromania senses to the absolute test. Anything you see with a white cloth on it, you'll be able to set fire to. So keep that in mind, because the fiery little nymph inside of you is going to want to burn every goddamn thing you see. It's awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's not actually burn ourselves, though. That's not fun. So that actually leads to a new path. And right now, we don't really have a way to light our torch without another source of fire available. Eventually, we'll obviously get upgrades, which will let us do it any time, but for now, we lose the flame that led us here.
Damn it.
Alright, now, something that, unfortunately, I'd like to bring to light, no real pun intended there, is the fact that I'm going to be using survival instincts quite a lot over the course of this game. As you can tell, highlighted objects will be a point of contention and interest to you, so you'll be able to interact with them, and they usually tell you what to do. It's very self-explanatory. So we're going to go ahead and destroy Barrel, because that's only the logical thing to do in this small enclosed cave space. So let's do it, and hope this doesn't backfire in any big way. Again, no pun intended. Yeah, let's maybe get out of here before the cave collapses on us, shall we? Maybe. So yeah, QuickTime events will also be relatively prevalent over the course of this game, I'm sorry to say. Not a huge fan of it, especially when they just come out of nowhere like that, but you know, this game developed in 2013, man, 2012 even. They didn't know any better. Also, look at these skulls and these aluminum cans. They were litterers, the lot of them. How dare they destroy this beautiful island with their aluminum cans. But we made it, if you could even really call it that. Oh. Alright, now, force of will. Our first real challenge of the game, if you will. We gotta figure out what to do.
Need to find a way out.
So, looks like our main method of escape is just right beyond all of this debris, but, you know, with this several mines here, we're gonna need to blow them up, obviously. So, let's head over here and follow the beacon
Thank God.
in the Scavenger's Den. So, it's a lot of the puzzles in this game aren't really that difficult. It's mostly about the exploration and arguably to a fault the combat that this game focuses on.
What option is this?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just burn it. Find out that way, maybe. There we go. Yes, burn. Okay, so it looks like we've created ourselves a nice little stoppage here. So if we go ahead and probably burn this, that might do something really nice for us, right? Just, oh my god. Okay, physics. Physics are actually hilarious in this game. You know, they build this game from the ground up. Man, sometimes they can be really obnoxiously bad. Alright, cool. So I say we probably just go ahead and jump to it. What do you say? See what this does. Send it all along that way. So, the game intends us to load up a bunch of fiery objects into that cage and send them on that way, even though there's that wall of water blocking all the other stuff coming down. So it's really unfortunate that it's had to come down to this, but if it'll get us out of here, well then, hallelujah, man.
I've got to get out of here.
Yes, let's do it. It's time to escape. Oh boy. Go, Laura, go. Ladies and gentlemen, we made our escape from the Scavenger's Den, and I have got to say, this game does QuickTime events somewhat right. If you mess up any of those prompts, instant death, and they are probably some of the most gruesomely over-the-top, entertaining as goddamn hell deaths in any video game. I mean, it's pretty akin to Dead Space if you guys have seen them. They get violent. Laura gets shanked, she gets beheaded, she becomes dismembered. I mean, the list goes on. She drowns, she gets impaled. More often than not, you guys are probably going to see a lot of that over the course of this game as I pummel to my death on complete accident. And find my way around this place, but oh my god, the disarray of this game is so gorgeous, and I absolutely just love the just melancholy in the air and the atmosphere. I'm sorry, but it's crazy. But let's keep going for just a little bit before we end off, just so that we can end on a bit of a higher note.
The lifeboat. Where are they? They must have gone inland.
Yes, they must have. So, we need to find our friends, and hopefully they've survived, but seeing as how we were abducted, tied up, and presumably left for dead, at least until we were going to be murdered, let's hope they're doing alright.
Okay, take it slow.
Okay, so, very, very careful. Yeah, the tension that this game delivers, too. And the jump scares, not huge on those, but the game doesn't actually do them all that much. It's just in the beginning to kind of get you, you know? There we go. It actually worked. Very nice. Glad to see that worked out all in the end. Let's keep going. So not really a whole lot to do here. If we fall down, I mean, we have a little bit of a reprieve here, but for the most part, jump across, we'll be fine. All those injuries we just suffered back there, don't worry about it. Lara's gonna be a-okay. She doesn't have a health meter, but if you take too much damage over a small period of time, well then you will die. And seeing as how we're playing on hard, death will come only too easy to us and those in firefights. So let's watch out for that. And dangerous. Okay, so this is where you're gonna want to be really careful and look for the environment and its cues for climbing, because you know, adventuring is quite a big component of this game. Jumping up and making sure you fall, or don't fall, I should say. Just keep an eye out for it. Yes, climb, Laura. Alright, jump across. Press X to hold on. By the skin of our teeth. Yeah, don't mind that. We could have just been murdered 20 times over, but yeah. There's some moments that you swear to God will be quick time events, like I thought that might have been, but it's not. So you have to be kind of wary at all times, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you know what? If we get a hilarious death out of it, then I'll be satisfied. So the lifeboat is where we need to head to right now. But we've got a wall scramble. Press A mid-jump to scramble up. Flat walls. There we go. Sounded painful. But our efforts are not in vain. She fell so hard.
Sam! They must have come this way. Sam? Roth? Can anyone hear me? I've got to find them.
Well, we've got quite possibly one of the most useful things to have on a supposedly deserted island, and that's a two-way radio. But we need more signs of life, and I'm afraid that's going to have to wait until next time before we move up and hopefully find some shelter, because the sun's going down and we're pretty badly hurt. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Tomb Raider. I've been wanting to do this, and here we are. Hope it pays off, and I'll see you here next time so we can continue the story and hopefully get some food in our stomachs, because I am starving. See you guys then.